What's poppin', y'all? Yo, an 18-year-old hitting licks, robbing streamer, damn near coast to coast is crazy. And this started off with Aiden Ross. So, Canel Joseph, who is a YouTuber primarily, but also a streamer. He's got several different YouTube channels. He does pranks and things like that. He exposed the guy for robbing Aiden Ross of an $8,000 camera. I'm gonna play you guys that clip first.
Supposedly, this right here on the right, named Michael, who got hired by Brand Risk, stole an $8,000 camera from Aiden Ross Brand Risk, bro.
Name's 18 years old.
Him right here.
Name.
He has an $8,000 camera from Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross doesn't know he got finessed, bro. He doesn't know. So he stole this, and his reasoning was, oh, I stole it because I want to help scam get bigger. That doesn't help scam. That makes him look bad. So this dude right here stole this $8,000 camera, bro, from Aiden Ross, and this is why Aiden Ross doesn't trust people, because people keep scamming him. So Aiden, if I was you, bro, you got to lock in on production, bro. You got to account for that, because you got people like him, this 18-year-old who's just stealing from you and think it's okay for your hard work to be still, bro.
So you're probably like, wait, what the hell is a scam? What's going on here? Well, so this guy somehow got hired. And remember when Aiden Ross said, oh, he paid $90,000 for production? I don't think this kid was there for that one, but production takes a bunch of different cameras. So Aiden Ross, I guess he has a ton of cameras at his studio or at his warehouse, whatever the case may be. And this kid hit a lick. He was paid to work there, and then he took one of the cameras with him and he went to Vegas. So Aiden Ross is in Miami, Florida. This guy is in Vegas, this 18-year-old kid. He went to Vegas because he was living with this guy, Scam, who is known as Scam Likely, very Scam Likely. He was one of Aiden Ross's best boxers on his card Brand Risk. He was also known for, quote unquote, rizzing up chicks. That's how he got popular. Rizzing up chicks that are on the offender list. Yes, that offender list. And linking up with them and doing all that there is to do with them. Yes, that you heard it correctly. But this guy's a cold boxer. He was an amateur boxer, I think, for a couple years before he even got into the content stuff. So he's out in Vegas, based out in Vegas, capital of boxing. That guy left Aiden Ross's Brand Risk to go to Misfits. So he's with Misfits now, and this guy works with him, but this guy Scam has a bunch of people just living in his crib. It's kind of like a rapper. He's got people that claim to be helping him. He's got homies. He's paying for the crib. He's paying for everything. So he responds to the 8K camera being stolen from Aiden Ross in the clip that was posted by this channel, where Canel talks about it. And he says, I returned the camera when I found out. He also stole $15K from Canel, which I paid back, and a MacBook of mine. I'm pressing charges. So Scam is saying that he returned the camera to Aiden when he found out that this guy stole it from Aiden. And this is where I'm thinking a guy named Scam Likely is trusting this guy who stole a camera from Aiden and keeping him around even after he knows that he stole the camera. Yo, stealing an $8,000, that's a felony, is it not? I don't know what the amount is for it to be like grand theft. And you're probably thinking, wait, he stole $15K from Canel? Yes, he stole $15K from Canel. So I'm going to play you guys this clip of Scam exposing this guy.
Yeah, that's Canel and Dana right there. Michael failed the lie detector test, and I knew it. I didn't want to say it was him, but everything was falling back on Michael, bro. I give Michael a second chance because prior to this, a week before, it was like 5 days before, Michael stole an $8,000 camera from Aiden Ross at the Brand Risk event. When he stole it, I was shocked. I was like, this is a good criminal. I didn't even know if I was going to tell Aiden, because I didn't want it to fall back on me. I didn't want to get in trouble. I told my manager, he talked to Jordan and them, and they handled it. And they said, I can't work with Michael no more. Okay. That hurt me, because Michael was still like my little bro, but it is what it is. I can't work with him. I gave him a second chance on the lie detector test. I paid every single time I test, it cost $350. I don't even care about the money no more. I want to figure out who it is. I gave him an extra chance. I said, okay, that's fair. The lie detector test person told him he passed. He told him he passed the second chance. He lied to him on purpose. Michael went home happy that day. He called me in the room. He told me everything. He said he failed miserably again. On the same 2 questions, did you steal that $15,000 from Canel Joseph? Do you know who stole that money from Canel Joseph? He couldn't get past those questions. He couldn't get past the questions.
So this whole lie detector test thing is because of the accusation that this guy, Michael, who Scam kept underneath him and living in his crib, stole $15K from Canel. Now, how the hell did Canel get $15K? Well, if you see in the beginning of the photo, he ran it up with Dana White. They're probably thinking, what the hell, Dana White? What are you talking about? So what happened is and I'll play you guys this clip first, actually.
So because I got him to break even, the nigga throws me 1,000. Then he throws me another 5K. Then he throws me another 5K. And he said,
this is how you came up.
This is how I came up.
Okay.
So I came up because of Dana White. This is how I got the 15K. I turned
Damn,
50.
so oh, your 15K that you got from Dana White.
Okay! Okay!
No,
Bro.
that's so crazy.
Nah, bro.
No.
Nah, this is pissing me off, bro. This.
No.
So, chat, I'm like looking around. I'm like, where's my money at? So, chat, Chris, the glasses, the says, don't worry about it. Let's just finish the main channel video. When he said that, holy bro, I've never got so fucking mad. Nigga, I said, boom! I said, that video! That main channel video! Where's my 15K? Y'all got me up! If y'all don't give me this shit, I'm not leaving! This chat! And I'm this loud. I'm dead tweaking. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm going crazy, bro. I've never got this mad in a... Bro, I'm like, there's no way your just said that. This 15K, let's finish this main channel video. No, one of y'all in here stole my shit. One of y'all stole my shit, right? Michael comes inside the garage with the parked Tesla. Nigga, he gets out. I said, I got in his face. I said, where the f is the money? And the nigga, I never seen the nigga so scared. And it's not even like on some like, oh, I pressed. Bro, I was so angry, but I was literally just going to start stealing on. But literally, bro, at this point, he's like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. You can check my phone. Oh, yeah, chat saying, yeah, you can file a police report even if it's late. And we have all the proof. And, I mean, you polygraph, everything like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all right then, bro. You be safe. I'm going to be in Vegas soon.
All
right. Damn, chat. So is it really confirmed it was Michael? Green light for Michael?
So he's with D'Adrian Harding, who's another YouTuber. I think he's out of Kansas. Is he out of Kansas? Or is it Kansas City, Missouri? One of those states. So he tells him like, yo, you got robbed for $15K? So what happened was Canel was at the casino where Dana White always likes to go to. Steve Will Do It always likes to go there as well. And he was gambling with like $100, $200 here and there. And then these guys beg Dana White or Dana White comes into the room, and what Canel says, and I quote, he says, sucked all the energy out of the room, or like the whole energy changed in the room. People are like, yo, that's Dana. So Dana was down a ton, and he was going to leave, but some guy begged Dana to gamble with them. He was just begging him. He was like, Dana, please, grown man, gray in his beard and all that. So Dana's like, all right, screw it. So he hops in, gets a bunch of like 100 bands, and then I think he just throws people like chips at 10K. Like White Speed, the guy that was stream sniping Speed the entire time, he got thrown like 10 bands. Just blessed by Dana. And then Dana gets up, he's about to leave, and then the people at Canel's table where he's playing Baccarat, they tell him like, come on, Dana, you played with them, you got to play with us. Dana's like, all right, say less. Dana hops on the table, and Canel says he's down, so he's trying to follow Dana, even though Dana's down 600 bands. I think that day he was saying he was down at 5 M's that week. So Dana's down 600 bands, and then he keeps losing. So he doesn't hit, and then Canel is like, you know what? I'm gonna just do the opposite of what Dana's doing. So he starts hitting. He starts hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting. And Dana's like, yo, what's going on? Because the other people at the table were following Dana too. So Dana starts following Canel. Dana starts winning, and then he throws Canel some bread. So he throws Canel like 5 bands or something. He just throws him a chip, and then Canel runs that up to 15 bands. And he also threw I think he said he tipped a dealer like a couple of bands. He tipped a lady that brought him over there a couple of bands. He threw another 5 bands at somebody else. He was just blessing people, like changing people's lives. I think he said some guy went up to 50K off of what Dana initially gave him. So Dana is really, you know how they say God blessing the trap? I think that was Future. Yeah, God blessing the trap. Dana is blessing that gambling room. So Canel gets that 15K, and he was staying at Scam Likely's house. He was staying at Scam Likely's crib. I do think Scam Likely should have notified him, like, hey, this guy's a thief, be careful. But Canel had gotten into it with that dude Michael that stole the $8,000 camera, because Canel was sleeping in the theater room. And in the theater room, there's just like a chair, and people told him at that house, they were like, yo, that dude Michael, he be smashing chicks in that theater room. So Canel gets heated. He's like, yo, what are you talking about? Yo, you smashing chicks where I lay my head at? And the kid's kind of like kikiing, ha-haing. He's like, nah, that's like be for real. So the kid lies and says no, but they all told him no, he was doing that. So Canel's like, yo, I need my fade. Let's put these gloves on. I wouldn't have any problem with him if he just stole off on him right there, but he gave him a fair one. So he puts hands on the guy, whoops him. He's on the floor. They sneak a video of it, and that was that. So people know that, so that guy, he's got animosity towards Canel for that situation. And suddenly, a couple of days later, because Canel didn't put the money in the bank because he was gambling. So he kept gambling the next couple of days from late night up until like 6 a.m. Bank's not open at that time. He knocks out until 2 to 3 p.m. By the time like 4 or 5 p.m., I guess bank is closed. Something like that. That was the explanation he gave. And then he comes back one day, 15 bands, poof, gone. Everybody's saying they didn't do it. He was trying to have all hands on deck. He's losing his mind. He's like, yo, I'm not leaving until I get my 15 bands. I'm not leaving until I get my 15 bands. And he had narrowed it down to 2 people, which was Michael, of course, and this other guy that didn't want to give him his phone to look through it because he said he had like some intimate photos of him with his girl. But he was like, listen, if you didn't do it, like, yo, just who cares? Just show me that. But that guy was really adamant about not showing him his recently deleted. So Canel gets his 15 bands from what Scam said earlier from Scam. So Scam is like, yo, Canel was like, I'm not leaving without 15 bands. So he gets him his 15 bands, which means Scam paid 15 bands to Canel. Now Scam is down 15 bands, and he still got that dude in his crib. So this is where Scam starts to run the lie detectors. So he gets 2 lie detector tests and a PI, private investigator. And what happens is that dude Michael fails the first lie detector test. He fails the part where they ask him, did you steal the 15K? Where is the 15K? Fails both of those. He runs the lie detector back again. And that's where the guy says, oh, yo, did you steal the 15K? And then they told him that he passed the second time. And that's Canel told the lie detector person to lie to him. And he was so happy and ecstatic and all that, but he failed the second time. So that guy stole the 15 bands because the other guy that Canel was suspicious about, he passed with flying colors on both. And I think even the PI said, like, yeah, this guy definitely stole that. So this guy, Grant, that 15 bands, $8,000 camera, and the MacBook that Scam Likely is talking about is a MacBook that he bought him. So he told him, like, yo, listen, give me my MacBook. And he was saying that the guy was resistant to even giving him the MacBook or giving him the password to the MacBook. So what happened was he waited that whole night until Scam fell asleep, and that kid took the MacBook and dipped on a flight and just left out of there. I'm just looking at this like, if they put woman in between this guy's eyes, would they be wrong? Like, this guy's he's just stealing, just short-sighted. Like, you're an absolute fool. And Canel was even giving this guy some grace. He's like, listen, I understand you might have come from a place where 15 bands is a lot, but it's not in the grand scheme. Nah, screw all that. Do not feel any type of empathy. Stop trying to understand this guy's situation. He is a scumbag. There are people from worse situations that would not steal, especially given the opportunities that this guy was given. He was allowed to live in a crib. He was hired to work for Aiden Ross for an event. So he had opportunities blessing him, and you could tell that opportunities were going to come in the future if you were a good person. And not just a good person. I don't like that term. A bunch of people are just overusing that term. If you were reliable, honest, trustworthy. This guy was none of these things. So then what happens is this dude Scam doxes him. He gives his first name, last name. I think he's in Chicago. He gives first name, last name, and the guy's ID number, like off of his driver's license. I'm like, damn, it's like that. And he was saying that they talked to Aiden Ross, and Aiden Ross is going to press charges for the theft of the camera. So hopefully this guy gets some serious jail time. Like that other dude, that TikToker or streamer or whatever, Heston James, that Aiden Ross helped get out of being locked up. Yeah, Aiden Ross could help that guy. This guy, that guy was like a little bit harmless. He was just annoying. This guy needs to be locked up. Like people like this, that he was stealing from underneath the same roof after just the games that he was playing, like smashing chicks or escorts or whatever it was, at where that guy lays his head at, and you think that's funny, and then stealing twice after you get a second chance, and then stealing from the person that gave you the opportunities, the dude Scam. He gave you the opportunity and saved you. Like, he sent the camera back to Aiden, saved you from going to jail, saved you from getting blackballed, allowed you to keep working with him and a roof over your head, and you steal the MacBook from that guy too? It's like, dog, this kid is an absolute scumbag. So they got to lock him up. They got to do something with him. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.